John chapter 20. We must wait until we receive a message for our generation. The 16 languages of the Spirit we are looking at tonight is the language of body. And I said that body is God whispering his will and desire to a man. And burden is not received by activity, burden is not received by running, burden is received by waiting. After Jesus resurrected, the Bible said, not the activities of Mary that interest us, but what interests us was that when Mary went to the tomb and went back to call Peter, the Bible said Peter came, they went in and came out. But a woman that desires something extraordinary for a generation will not go. There is no man that can receive a whispering from the Lord for a generation that don't know the art of waiting. So Mary Magdalene, she waited until something extraordinary happened. And I keep telling people that Mary Magdalene was not among the 12 disciples, but as long as the kingdom is concerned, she became the first apostle after resurrection, because she received a message. What was the message? Go and tell my brethren, I have risen. A message that would secure the authenticity of our salvation was received by a woman that stood weeping until she received a message for a generation. A man that have not received a burden from the Lord, a man that have not waited to receive a word, the will of God to be known to him, that man have no message for a generation. And that is why we are going to be asking God, keep me at a spot until I receive my portion. Because there is a portion all of us need. I said earlier, we all must not be in the kingdom. We all must not be in the forefront to carry megaphone. But there is a body. There is something that God will whisper to you now concerning your business that will change you forever, ever on earth. There is something that God will whisper to you concerning your career that will change you forever. And there is something that God will whisper to you concerning his mandate for your life on earth that will change your life forever. The question tonight, have you received body from the Lord? So while Peter were celebrating the napkin that they saw by the graveyard, when Mary Magdalene came, she didn't come with napkin. She came with the body. She have received a message. I have seen him. He has risen. And he said to them, go and wait for me. Let's meet up in Galilee. A man that have not received a body have no message. Do you have a message for your generation? Which message are you going to preach to this generation? Every man preach in fraction of the burden he has received from the Lord. And that is why, I went somewhere. I went to preach in a youth meeting in a church. When I entered the church, I saw gadgets. Very powerful gadgets. This video gadgets, video camera gadgets. I saw a lot of gadgets. Then I was wondering, you mean there is this kind of gadget here? And I have never seen this man sharing a message to this generation. Then the other day when I went there to finish with them, I discovered that what this man is speaking, this generation cannot listen to it. This generation are no longer waiting for you shouting the bless. No, they won't watch your video twice. If all that you have is to pray only about witches. I met a young man that said, I am an apostle of witchcraft. He said his assignment is to kill witches. I know that you don't have an assignment for this generation. Have you received burden from the Lord? A man that has not received burden from the Lord have no message to preach. And I keep telling people that I started preaching early, but from 2005 till 2017, I don't know what I was preaching, but I was a preacher until something striking happened to me in 2018. Because as from 2014, I went into an activity. You need to know, I went to an activity. You need to know, raising a church. If you see any pastor raising a church, respect them. The work of raising a church is not a small job. It's not a small work. When I was raising a church in Atusa from 2014, that's when I know that I enter into an activity that I don't have time. A place, there was a time in 2015, we were praying every day. We are doing morning devotion from 5 a.m. to 6:30 a.m. every day for a whole year. And at the same time, I was a teacher at Makurdi International Secondary School, teaching further mathematics. So I entered into an activity that denied me of accessing a body for my generation until God brought that work to an end in 2017. Then 2018, it was a year of sit down. It was in the midst of that sitting down with the Lord, then God came with a body. And that body became a message. What was the body? It is a body for revival. That body for revival shaped my message. When I open my mouth to speak, I don't know the things I was speaking that time. But anytime I stand to speak now, there is something that affects my spoken word. It is the body that was received from the place of sitting. Because one of the things that we must trust God to do for us tonight, Lord, take me to where I will sit and wait to receive my body. Take me to my sitting place until I receive something from my generation. We must not be walking up and down introducing ourselves to people. No. See, the days of introduction is coming. There is no doubt about that. You think God will not introduce us? If you think that we are not going to be introduced, you are a joker. We are just waiting. All that we need to do, we need to keep sitting down. We need to be at the place of waiting to sharpen this vision, to sharpen this body that the Lord has given. Because nothing striking can happen to a life of a man that have not received a body from the Lord. And that is why when Jesus finished his ministry, he told his disciples, I thought he would ask them to begin to run. He said, go and wait. I want to sharpen this thing I have placed upon you for 3 years. 3.5 years he was with them. What was he doing? He was putting body in their spirit, man. But when he was about leaving, he said, this thing that is already in your spirit, I want to sharpen it. I want to sharpen it, but you need to wait. Wait in Jerusalem. Anything that make our Christian experience to be void of waiting in the place of prayer, it will make us men of activity without men of virtue. A man that has no waiting history cannot step into the glory of God. A man that has no waiting history cannot step into the glory of God. Lord, take me to my place of waiting. We are not a generation that will introduce ourselves. A time for our introduction will come. And when it will happen so much that the whole world, people will be wondering, where have you been?